Simone, tu es une femme formidable. Nous sommes aujourd'hui le 30. We are today 30th of March 2008 and it's 12:53. And the title of this message is Simone, you are a formidable woman. Let me enlarge this. You are a formidable human being, love. You are a credit to humanity, okay? Now, I'm going to enlarge that even more. We all are a credit to humanity. Even if along the way we feel a discomfort coming from within, because it does not come from anywhere else. Now, this discomfort from within is not yours, while it is yours, but at the same time it is not yours. What I'm saying here is that it does not belong to your life. Now, I am going to take my example as an example, even though it's not about me. Okay, it's about you. However, if I talk about you, the mechanism I wish to talk about is going to defend itself and stop you from hearing what I am saying. Therefore, I'm going to talk about me. And this mechanism in question is not going to feel threatened. And you will be able to hear me out. This is what Roger Waters called the dark side of the moon. He's saying the dark side of the moon hides the sunshine. Okay? Now, Simone, you are a magnificent sunshine. And I love all of your sunshine. And I do love all of the dark side of your moon too. Now, we won't talk about this one for now, but we'll talk about mine, not to harass you with what you already know, but just to explain a mechanism. And I am not too sure who is pushing the marbles here, but I have a very strong feeling that all the ancestors are pushing. Everyone. That's Maurice, that's Clara, that's Rosie, John. And the 28, and even Andrew Pollack is helping along the way. So, what I said just a little earlier on is that you are a magnificent human being. And I enlarged that by saying we all are. But the dark side of the moon eclipses the sun. Now, this was my case. My son, even though my sunny side, even though it's quite huge and enormous, it's like the sun, it was eclipsed by my shadow, by my moonlight shadow, by the dark side of my moon. Now, the dark side of my moon, I didn't know about it until I started to basically talk about it. And even when I started to talk about it, initially I didn't want to believe it. And my mother, to take her also in the equation, my mother's voice in the head, that was not my mother, right? My mother today does not talk like this at all anymore. But 4 or 5 years ago, my mother's voice in the head. Now, if you have any doubt understanding what this mother's voice in the head is, you just refer to an email that I wrote to my brothers and sisters in 2004. I think it's early 2004 or late 2003, called Lancer des cordes à maman, where I talked to them about the fact that the mother we are talking to is not our mother. It's the voice in the head. And the mother that we have, the real mother, is buried somewhere deep down in this envelope we see, but it's the voice which is answering us. And I don't want to have to deal with the voice, even though I don't mind dealing with the voice, but I want to find the real mother. So 4 or 5 years ago, every time I spoke about my grandpa or stuff from the past, my mother, it's not my mother, her voice in the head at that period was answering to me, you are inventing everything. And we were talking about October, November 2004, which did not help me understand me and what was happening in me. And what was happening in me was what Roger Waters refers to as the lunatic in the head. There is a lunatic in my head, but it's not me. Now this guy was talking to me, and I was not able to separate from him because of the negative information that was coming my way. Now that was from my mother and from my auntie Yvette, these two, but my mother in particular. And my auntie Yvette, we didn't have that many conversations, but every time I spoke to her, she reinforced it's her voice in the head talking also, and making sure I stay in the box. A concept I mentioned with you and Bruce when we had meetings together. Sorry, I'm just checking the time. I'm going to keep that on another message, okay?